Sorry, this part's... give me one more sec. Give me one sec. Okay, let's try that again. I'm really sorry, everyone. This is, just hard for me to talk about because it's still, really fresh. If you don't want to see me cry, you can come back in like 10 minutes and I'll be done, I promise. Sorry I missed like the last 3 days of stream or so. Our oldest cat, Lupine, passed away. And as you can see, I'm still very affected by it, having to talk about it like this. I miss her a lot, and it was a lot. It was a lot. I don't want to talk about too much of the specifics, but it just happened really quick. And she got really tired and lethargic and just kind of started laying around for a few days. And then she passed away. We had just taken her to the vet too, and we had another appointment coming up to get her tested for some stuff. But it was just too late, I think. And that sucks. That sucks a lot. I hate to tie this in with money again, but the cremation was really expensive, and it was an expense we weren't expecting. They charged us way more because it was the weekend and they weren't open, so they charge you way more to come in on a day that they're not open, and I couldn't handle having her body in the house, you know, so we needed to take her to the crematorium place, and we did. So if you can, some people already donated on the Discord, but if you can, I'd really appreciate if you could use the tip link, send a few bucks, help relieve some of the stress, maybe, at least on the financial end of things. No pressure, just if anyone wants to help out, it would be much appreciated. We're also getting closer to the tip goal, which is for me to take some time off, which, I'll be honest, I could really use right now. So consider tipping, and I'll stop talking about this so I can stop crying, because I know that this is really awkward and probably not great content, but I had to get that out there. And yeah, sorry, I got a text. Let me check it real quick. Okay, give me just a sec. Alright, so today we have Tinfoil Tuesday. I'm sorry I missed the last 3 days. We have all sorts of tinfoil to look at, lots of weird stuff, including Roger saying that the the spot on Jupiter is a vagina. So that's fun. So let's get started, shall we? Oh, did I empty the bingo card? I might have forgotten. Sorry, that's my bad. Let me empty this real quick and then we'll get started. Lilac says, cats should live forever. I got some loving from an orange one today. Oh. Fuck it, we'll start with Roger. Also, if you're like, why does this stream have a warning if you're on Twitch for sexual content? It's because he shows a diagram of a human vagina. So that's why I had to have that warning in case you're curious.
So what did...
Oh, let me turn this music off and then we'll get started.
All right, so what did Velikovsky claim, and why did they attack him so viciously? He claimed that the red spot right here ejected a fiery comet, which absolutely ended up turning into the planet Venus. And in the meantime, it smashed into us and caused a great flood. And then it came back.
You think that an entire planet-size object crashed into the Earth and it just created a flood? No, they would be destroyed. Venus and Earth, I think, have relatively similar masses as well, relative to the difference between Earth and, like, Saturn or Jupiter, I mean. Like, that would not be well for either body. That would not end well.
Back around and hit us again a little bit, and then it hit direct into Mars.
Oh, German Cow JJ, thank you. German Cow JJ with a $100 tip says, "Big love and thanks to yourself and Baja. Lupine certainly had the family she deserved. Thank you." Just a Peach with a $5 tip says, "Internet hugs from Team Old and Team Chaos are cats." You're not old. You're fine. Thank you, though.
Destroyed Mars.
Venus is solid. Venus is not a gas giant. Venus has a, I think it has like a really acidy atmosphere, but it is a rock. It's like the Earth.
That's what his claim is. Okay, my friends, I'm just going to lay it on a line. This was a calling, literal calling to me to do this research, to present this evidence. And then for the ones that had eyes to see...
Wait, he said it created the 10 plagues. Velikovsky was an Exodus apologist? What in the world? It doesn't even make sense. Flunky Footle with 1300 bits says, "Really sorry you're both going through that. Thank you. It's hard. Really afraid of death. So stuff like this is real bad."
This was a test. And I found out what happened was the same thing happened to me, was what happened to Velikovsky, only I have the evidence, and the evidence doesn't matter. He had all the documentation. And his claims were staggering, I agree. But they should have been allowed to be spoken of because they were written in the ancient text. Apollodorus.
Written of in the ancient text. Ancient wisdom on the bingo card. Listen, he had every right to extol his beliefs, but that doesn't mean he's... How do I put this? It doesn't mean he's owed a podium to speak in important places. No one was stopping him from publishing stuff on his own. But you can't expect every single crackpot out there to get a chance to do a talk at, like, Harvard or something just because they had an idea. That's not how this works.
Ovid, Hesiod, Plato, all of them had the same story-ish. There were bits and pieces you could put together, and the same thing is in the Bible. It talks about the same stuff, basically. There were giants in the earth in those days, and then after that, more giants.
This is just syncretism again. Just because multiple texts have vaguely similar concepts doesn't mean they're the same concept and that they're one and the same. Again, this is called syncretism. Sue Fairwolf B with a $10 tip says, "In memory of Lupine, my heart is with you. Thank you."
And I found them literally by calling. I just woke up one morning, I said to my wife, "There's something in the woods calling my name." And I went out, and sure enough, not instantly, but within a short amount of time, I had found giant human body parts. And nobody would believe me, even though it was just staggeringly obvious. So I went and had the test done, the DNA.
Harold Doubleman, about the guy that came up with this theory, hypothesis, says it was the 40s. He was reacting to the Nazis from exile in New York, if memory serves, and his solution to the Anibes anti-Semitism was that. Yeah, okay, well-intentioned as it might be to try and tell the Nazis to fuck off, probably making shit up that isn't true isn't the best way to go about that.
Test the CAT scans, all of that stuff.
Are we going to cover the fake finale to Stranger Things people today? Are we going to do that tomorrow when it's supposed to happen? I don't know how many people were online posting about it, to be honest. For those that don't know, there's, Stranger Things came to an end, finally, after like a decade on the air or whatever. Excuse me. But there are certain people in the fandom who think that the finale was fake and that they're actually going to air the real finale that includes a gay ship that they're all excited about that didn't happen. Now, I say this as someone who was in the Sherlock fandom. Been there, done that. There's not a secret episode. Not that I was ever a believer in that. I just remember when Sherlock finale happened, something similar happened where some people in the community came up with conspiracy theories that it wasn't the real finale, and the real finale was going to happen in like a week or so. It was nonsense, just like this is. TV shows don't do secret finales. That's not how anything works.
Present material.
The Devil You Know with 46 months says, I'm so sorry for your loss, Hannah. May the crazy ahead help distract you for a while. Hopefully, for about 3 hours. Max Power with a $20 tip says, my condolences. Lost many cats over the years. Never gets easier. A sign of what they mean to us. She was like my best friend. Like, you know, she was always there. And it makes me sad that she's not anymore. I gotta stop. I got a show to do. Woo! Sorry.
Evidence. I never even showed my face on camera for probably 5 years. And I just write, here's what it is, here's what it is, here's what it is.
NSE333, thanks for 100 bits and kicking off a hype train.
And I presented it to all the top universities.
Overthought, thank you for a $25 tip.
And that's where my mistake was. They immediately...
I think your mistake was trying to tell a bunch of ideas that were, like, patently ridiculous. That's probably your first problem, is that your ideas are bad. Bittergrin, thanks for 61 months.
Destroyed my research, basically. And I will show you what's going on with Jupiter right now. And it's not good.
Oh, wow. Sweet Lily Love with 450 bits says, much love and hugs to you, Hannah. Thank you. And Nemesaur, thanks for gifting 20 Tier 1 subs.
And I think it's time we take this into account very seriously. I mean, very seriously. All right, so is Velikovsky...
Yes, my research said by a non-researcher on the bingo card.
Even close to being possible, correct? Well, that's the Great Red Spot. And if the Earth... or Venus.
I like that it's coming out with its water and everything fully intact and clouds. Like, it's not even just like a rock. It's literally like cartoon Earth. Magos Informaticus, thanks for 22 months. And Orion Cooper with a $2 super chat says, tell Roger to keep the feather away from Uranus.
But you're about the same size.
That's pretty good.
Come right out. They're just exactly what it should. Now, I'm going to show some very graphic pictures of vaginas.
He is going to do that. Again, why I set this to sexual content on Twitch.
And how this works and why I can prove, literally prove, that I am correct, that this is what happened and this is a vagina and this is ready to go off again. And it was sent the first time to destroy the Earth because man had become...
He's going to show a diagram of a vagina to compare it to the red spot on the red spot on Jupiter. Because he thinks that it's a vagina. He thinks that Jupiter has a vagina.
So violent.
And that the Earth was born of it.
And so there were so many problems, they had to clean it off. Well, I'm going to show you some things that are going to shock you to...
Green Guy with a $10 tip says, Hannah, do you know what's delicious? A thick-ass piece of cheese. I don't disagree with that. That doesn't count for the bingo card, though, because you made me say it.
Your core. All right, so here is his claim. Velikovsky claimed Jupiter's Great Red Spot is what was left behind by the expulsion of a kind of cometary body that became the planet Venus. And this only happened 15th century BC. That's only 3,500 years ago, a little more. Okay.
Dr. Worm, thanks for 53 months.
What I'm going to have to do is show you some extremely graphic pictures of the birth canal and so forth. And this one here is Venus. And this was from a very, very close flyby on July 8th, 1979. 1979. That's 45 years ago. And this was the picture, and it is extremely close up. Now, the reason I can make my claim, and I'm certain of it, is this vagina has all of the anatomical features, including this latch. This is the key. It has even the hairline that goes around. And I'm going to show you
I'm sorry, are you saying that Jupiter has a bush? Okay. Innocuous Blonde with 100 bits says, Quick, Hannah, whip out your new hand pointer to assert dominance over Roger in a silly feather. Look at me. I can point officially. Ooh, look it. I can point, and I don't look like a fool. I don't look like a fool at all, at least not because of this thing. Look it. 3D glasses. That's an official pointer right there. David with a $20 super chat says, been listening to your past streams nonstop lately while I paint. Thank you for the silly content. Loved your stream on the MAGA family moving to Russia. Thank you. I think we're going to do an update on that soon. So look forward to that. Rick M with 100 bits says, does Venus have a penis? You can't just ask planets if they have a penis.
You don't
so rude.
Know, or you do know what a vagina looks like, but I'm going to explain it anatomically. Now, you got labia.
The devil you know with the $10 tip says, wishing you well, let's not the sand of time get in your lunch.
Majora and labia.
Oh, I'll say this again, too, in case Endless Wonder didn't catch it previously. I did watch Stargate the movie, and we just finished season 1 of SG-1 last night. It's great. I am loving it. Thank you so much for that Blu-ray set.
Labia minora, I believe that's what they call it. And they're floppy sort of tissue.
Floppy sort of tissue.
And it's being pulled this way because of the...
Thank you for the hype train, everyone.
Flow of air coming down, pushing down this way. But this is the main flow around here. And that's wrapping this whole thing up, trying to twist it around in a circle. It doesn't go to the circle. You see this here? It stops right there. It's going, and it's trying like hell to twist this thing completely around. It can't do it because of that right there. You say, well, what's that? And I say, well, I'll show you what it is. It's this latch right here. And
here it comes.
Tags the vagina into the body. This connective tissue, this is a very sturdy, strong, heavy-duty connective tissue, locks in the vagina so that it can't get too far this way and too far that way. Simple as that. Now, can I show this anatomically? Absolutely. Can I show the rest of the stuff in here? Yes. You see the hairline right around here. You see that? This right up here would be the urethra, I believe they call it, is where they pee.
Doesn't know the word urethra. I guess he does, but he's iffy on it. He's iffy on if he knows the urethra.
And this tissue up here is the other. Now, don't forget, here comes the really deep stuff. Here it comes.
Thrilling.
All right. What I just showed you is this floppy stuff up at the top, which is a tissue that we saw it twisting over this way. Now, this is a wide open vagina, but this is the spot
that it is.
I'm talking about.
Why did the one on Jupiter stay dilated? What's up with that? H-Baird says we should do a channel point bet on whether or not he can find the clitoris. And Overthought says you can tell Roger's never seen Jupiter in his life. I think he has kids, unfortunately.
This is the perennial muscles, and then the attachment. I don't know if they have a name for it, but it is right here. Now let me show you in a different shot. But all the same stuff is here, right? Because it is what it is. It's a vagina.
No, that's not Dies of Laughter.
And
you would know.
Here is all of the annotations. All right, you got the hairline you can see. The clitoris is up there underneath the, I believe.
He says clitoris.
Underneath the labia minora and labia majora. All right, they're two, and we can see there's tissue moving around.
Hey, Dillis
The
Filler.
urethral opening is up here. This is the canal, and that is the latch. That is the latch. If you got one of those, you got yourself a vagina. There's just nothing.
I need to get myself a latch immediately.
That you can say that says no, it's not a vagina. Not only that, there's two little dots, and I believe those are the transfer of the fascia fluids, which is the fluid-filled highway, in the actual vagina that's up there. Look at here. You see those two dots? I want to find out from an anatomist if they are there. I believe they're going to show up. But anyway, that's...
Please go to an anatomist and ask him to decipher a picture of Jupiter anatomically. I would love to hear the response.
a whole other issue. This shows it is a vagina, and it expelled Venus, which did exactly what it said in the Bible.
Sorry, apparently he thinks Venus is the one that came out of it. I thought at one point he thought that Earth had also come out of it, but I guess it's just Venus. Maybe I misremembered.
About, causing a great flood. So this is what made them crazy, the academics. They went insane.
By the way, the reason I didn't wear the Vulcan ears today was because I knew I was going to cry several times during the stream, and I really felt like the optics of crying while wearing Vulcan ears is, like, not a vibe. So I decided to not wear them today. I'm not going to make it a regular thing, just so you know. Gashel Gladio with 100 bits says, Jupiter's vagina stayed dilated so that we would know of it as a vagina. Obviously, otherwise we might have mistaken it for some cosmic weather phenomena, and that would be crazy. Yeah, who believes that? Fucking weather? You mean that thing the government controls?
Totally insane. Okay, Venus coming out of Jupiter was a reverse spinning planet. All the rest of them sort of rolled around in a circle, just like driving down a highway, because they had to plow through the space that was around them. This didn't. This was going backwards, and it's extremely hot. This planet is about 850 degrees, something like that. And it sucked the electricity. This is a welding arc. So whatever it got next to went all over this thing. And all of these are little...
His whole worldview is just pareidolia, or like seeing things that aren't there. Him calling this a welding arc. I don't know what a welding arc looks like, but I'm assuming it looks something like this, or could be imagined as something like this. And that's his whole thought process, is just, this thing looks like a different thing I'm more familiar with, so it must be that thing, which isn't how reality works. Things are similar all the time while having nothing to do with each other. Lenin Cat with 40 bits says, I love his completely unstable worldview. He believes in space and Jupiter. He also believes in Noah's flood, but also thinks that Jupiter birthed other planets, including maybe Earth? He's doing his best.
Welding arcs. Any arc welder that works with, welding, they're going to tell you these are scars, welding scars. You can't. There's no way to deny that. Now, what happened to Mars? Well, Mars didn't do well at all. Mars lost its entire magnetic field. Now, I think there's another reason for that, but anyway, it lost its atmosphere, it lost its magnetic field, all of its moisture, everything. Everything was dead. And whatever wasn't destroyed instantly vaporized, and a lot of that stuff flew off into space, and that's why we're finding things in space that are literal body parts. And they're giants just like they were here on Earth. There was giants in the Earth in those days. All right, so what if Velikovsky was right? Jupiter did give birth to Venus. Well, and Venus did hit Earth and caused the Grand Canyon, I believe. And then it hit Mars and just wiped Mars.
I think we have a pretty good understanding of the formation of the Grand Canyon. It has to do with the Colorado River, I think, doesn't it? What are you talking about? Dillis Filler with 7 stream streaks says, we're all here to support you. Thank you.
So, but what if that is true? What does that mean to us? Giving birth to a planet called Venus, used to clean the violence and giants and all that stuff off of the Earth. At that time, it was giants and all kind of crazy creatures. They had to be cleaned, and that's what Venus did. All right, I know almost everybody that's been following me realizes I think Jesus is as advertised. He's the Son of God. He was sent to save us by giving us knowledge, gnosis, Gnostic, knowledge.
Oh no, is he Gnostic? Oh God.
Knowing, understanding. And
Gnosticism, so hot right now.
Jesus said, this is the second thing he said out of 114 sayings. Those who seek should not stop seeking until they find. When they find...
Oh, there's a big difference between agnostic and Gnostic. Gnostic in this sense doesn't mean... It means like knowledge, literally, or gnosis. It's sort of a twist on Christianity where it takes the ideas of Christianity but says, wait a minute, what if God was actually evil and was part of a bigger pantheon that all came from the demiurge, I think is what it is, or something like that. Or maybe the demiurge is bad. I need to learn more about Gnosticism. But basically it says, what if Christianity was lying to you, but it still has the same pieces? There's still Jesus and there's still God. It's just that God is evil secretly. It's a whole thing.
They will be disturbed. When they are disturbed, they will marvel. And they will reign over all. And after that, they have reigned, they will rest. Well, and then there's a whole bunch of stuff he says that the earth is the world is basically a corpse and bodies, and we are made out of light. All of those things I have discovered are actually true. All right, I'm just going to...
His citation for that is his own ass.
Go through the evidence. Jupiter is spinning this way. It has dense, heavy-duty clouds, like a soup. That soup is just coming along here, and it's hitting a bump, which is called a Venus Mons. There's a bump there, and it's spinning off. This thing isn't doing it. It is spinning around as they go past. All right? I think anybody with a brain in their head can understand that. And it's going because this is more towards the center. The bottom is still pulling as well. That's why we have both sides are being, but this side is really being...
All right. I think we've had enough of Roger explaining why he thinks a planet has a vagina. Let's do Skye. Let me just find her video. There it is. Skye Prince, the scammer. You'll know her from my medbed video. She's the one that scams people about medbeds, and she has some exciting news, everyone. The actual date of when medbeds released has come out. Again. So let's check it out.
Okay, guys. We have updates. big updates. So we have medbed updates, and we have RV notification updates, and we have an EBS update. Okay, now here we go. I have very limited time, so I'm just going to run through it very quickly. I've got to take my brother to the airport, and I've got to feed the horses first. Okay, so for the first time ever, we have an official date for the release of the medbeds. Now, I have just seen this document with the date and the official release and everything that goes with it. Praying nothing goes wrong.
Something will go wrong. It has to, because medbeds don't exist. So she will sometime in the next, spoilers, 4 months, come up with some sort of justification for why medbeds are getting pushed back again.
Praying everything goes right and this actually happens. Okay. So as of right now,
I'd probably simply stop promising people things that I don't have the right to offer them because I don't have it, nor does anyone else. Skye, please stop scamming people. That would be great. I'd really appreciate it.
And it is exactly
Oh, she can't hear me? That's a shame.
5 a.m.
Sure, she'd listen to me if she could. She definitely has a good heart and isn't a terrible person who scams sick and elderly people.
On the very first day of January 2026. I've just come out of a huge meeting and I have some crazy, fantastic news.
Real quick, Lennon Cat with 40 bits says, typically they believe God of the Old Testament and the New Testament are different gods, with the Old Testament God being the evil demiurge who created the material world. The material world is a prison to trap our divine spark, and humanity contains the divine spark, and we suffer because we forgot our origin. The name, Gnosticism, meaning knowledge, is because they think the core problem is ignorance and not sin. They think Jesus was a teacher of hidden wisdom to counteract that ignorance. Religion can get so complicated for a thing that, like, they just make up. Isn't that crazy? You'd think it'd be really simple, because it's just a thing you're making up. So you can make it easy. Why has it got to be so complicated? If I made up a religion, it would be incredibly simple.
So,
it would be the don't be an asshole religion.
Okay, so
there's one rule. It's don't be an asshole.
The public release of the medbeds worldwide to every single country is officially the 2nd of April.
I'm going to guess that's not going to happen.
Okay. The 2nd of April, medbeds will be released to the public. Now, that is an official document, and I've just seen it with my own eyes. And praying nothing happens between now and then that stops it. Okay, so we have an official date. Okay, yes, that is official. Okay, now redemption appointment notifications next week. Okay, early next week. So we're looking at Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, at the very latest Thursday.
She's going to have a lot of bullshit emails to send out. Or I guess she could just tell people she sent them out to the first batch of people, but not send any to anyone, and just hope that the people remaining believe she did that. H-Baird with 40 bits says, are you allowed to be an asshole to people who are assholes? If so, then you need a complex rules and parables for when someone else is an asshole enough for you to be an asshole to them. Hence the complexity. Alright, I give up on religion. I'm starting to think I don't like it very much.
Okay, that is... So nothing's going to happen between now and the beginning of next week.
Nothing will be happening between next week and any other point either. But also now, so that's good to know.
Okay, so today is... I don't even know what day it is. What day is it? Thursday? Friday? I don't know. Thursday? Is it Thursday today? Was it Friday? I think it's Thursday. 1st of January. I don't know. Thursday, maybe. All right, so nothing's going to happen between now and at the earliest on Monday. Great, huh? But everything will be perfect when it happens. Okay, this is just frustrating. It hasn't happened yet. But everything's in perfect timing, so everything will be perfect when it happens. Okay, so that's what we're looking for redemption appointment notifications is early next week. Now, the EBS. is not going to be 10 hours or 8 hours of continuous video. Although they have that set, that was the plan. As of today, 1st of January 2026, the plan for the EBS is regarding the election fraud, especially regarding the United States.
Oh, she's into election fraud conspiracies too. Wow, I'm really getting a picture of what her audience is like. Her marks are wearing MAGA hats constantly. That's a shame. Lennon Cat with 40 bits says, my favorite religious disagreement is transubstantiation versus consubstantiation, where Catholics and Lutherans argued whether the magic bread becomes the body of Christ entirely but maintains its appearance in the body, or if the body of Christ exists alongside the material bread. Such a pointless thing to argue over. It is very funny. I do find that to be a pretty funny argument. Is it metaphorical? Is it like literal? Is it whatever? It doesn't matter, man. Just do it or don't. I don't care.
That basically is the EBS. Is the revealing of the election fraud, what they found, and they also will publicize who was involved.
I don't believe she's in America. She's in Australia, I think. I think a lot of her followers are from America, though.
And to what extent who were involved. Obama will be fully indicted along with the Clintons and Bushes.
Clintons, Bidens, Obamas on the bingo card.
And I just see a big red target painted over my head right now for saying that. But
Idiot says they're a genius by calling sane people idiots. Yeah, sure.
Those involved. Now also, and that will be publicized, you're not going to see any hangings or executions or anything like that. That's not the way of how they want to move forward with any of that. Okay, it was before, but it's not now. They want it to be more of the light, not contribute to the darkness. Okay, which showing executions and hangings is not really a way forward. It's kind of stepping back into medieval times and allowing
I feel
humanity
like a lot of the MAGA people aren't going to want to hear that. They want blood. They're crazy. They're disgruntled about everything.
to drop down into a space where we don't want to go. Okay. Especially if you want all the new technology and everything to move forward with peace and high vibration, you don't want to be showing public executions. No. And anyone who wants to see a public execution, you really need to sit in front of the mirror for hours and reevaluate yourselves.
Accidentally based on the bingo cards? I'll call that accidentally based. Sure. That's how low the bar is. She's saying public executions of your political enemies, not based. We'll call that based.
Now, also during the EBS, the Russia-Ukraine war will be exposed for what it really is.
Oh, boy.
Taking out the labs and all of that.
This is like a conspiracy theory of everything.
Russia will be basically free, and people will praise Russia for their part in taking out these labs.
Harold Evelman says, the Catholics are so into transubstantiation that it's an automatic excommunication to subject a consecrated host to scientific analysis. So my 7-year-old self putting the wafer under the microscope was OUT out. Are you serious? That's a rule? Hey, this bread becomes Jesus, but don't you dare investigate that claim or you're fucking out of the religion. Don't check our work, because it won't look good for us. Ah, yes, it appears this bread is bread. Sorry, millions of believers. Whoops.
Okay, and doing what they're doing in Ukraine. All right. Now, also, during the EBS, the revealing of suppressed technology and the reveal of that will begin the slow rollout of that technology. Free energy will be the first technology to be released, fully released to the public, or begin to be released to the public, along with free phone and internet. So every single person on this planet will never have to pay for electricity, phone, or internet ever again. It will.
That would be great, but again, to promise that to people when you know that's not going to happen is absurd and so terrible of you to do, Skye. You're a bad person. Please seek help.
All be 100% free. Okay? And also humanitarian projects will be revealed that people have been working behind the scenes, and we have a whole bunch of humanitarian projects that are beginning and up and running. And
how disgusting to say this to vulnerable, sick, and elderly people, to say, oh yeah, we have tons of help ready for you. It's right around the corner. And it's just not. It's just complete vapor. It's just nonsense you made up, and you're getting their hopes up. Maybe they're avoiding seeking help from other avenues because they think that your thing is going to come through very soon. I don't know. These people don't need Skye Prince. They need social workers. Just pisses me off.
Yeah, so forth. Okay, so that is the update. Just to recap, public release of medbeds. I have seen the official document to release them on the 2nd of April 2026. Okay, that is official. Again, praying nothing happens between now and then to stop that. Okay, but that is...
Also, I should point out, since I've been watching Stargate lately for the first time, the sarcophagus is a hilarious plot device. Anytime a character is going to die, magically, there happens to be a sarcophagus nearby that they can use to heal them back from the dead. It's very convenient, you know, when you want to up the stakes and have a character die, but not really die. Happens a lot.
Is the official document signed and sealed and delivered by President Trump and the White Hats, okay? Along with Space Force. Okay, because Space Force has a huge part in the release of all this technology. Notifications for the RV next week. And then the EBS, I didn't get a date. I did ask for a date for the EBS or an approximate time frame, which I did not receive. Okay, so we don't have a date, but it's not going to be the 8-hour video, 10 8-hour videos playing, showing all the bad stuff. It's literally going to be about election fraud, who was involved. Obama and the Clintons and the Bushes will be exposed, indicted, and all of that. The revealing of the truth of the Russia-Ukraine war, and the revealing of suppressed technology, etc. Okay, so sorry guys, that's all I have time for, but that is huge news. Huge, especially with the public release. Now, I've always said no dates, okay, because there hasn't been a date. And any dates...
Is she a Russian spy? She sounds like a Russian spy. No, she's a good old-fashioned grifter. She just likes to take advantage of people for their money and attention. It's just that simple, unfortunately. There are a lot of shitty people in the world. Yes, the EBS is the emergency broadcast system. QAnon-adjacent people are really obsessed with it because they think when the storm, the QAnon storm, happens, that the EBS will be used to notify everyone of what's happening.
Given were fake. But now it's actually on paper in an official document signed by President Trump and all the heads that need to sign, plus Space Force, military, you name it. They've all the big dogs have signed it to release. Oh no, I have to go outside and feed, and the rain has just started bucketing down. Oh, good luck to me. Okay, so thank you guys, and again, Happy New Year, and may 2026 bring you all the love and blessings and abundance and prosperity that you could possibly ever imagine and more. Okay, everyone, take care. Bye.
Oh, she's a character. Let's see. Let's do the 6G one next. Oh boy. I skipped over a portion at the beginning of this video where it's Donald Trump speaking. It's literally just like someone bringing up 6G to him, and he rambles like Donald Trump tends to ramble, and he says a weird, like, non sequitur of him being like, what, are you gonna use it to see under people's skin? Haha, like he's trying to make kind of a joke. This guy takes it seriously. He takes Trump's ramblings very seriously, and of course he is assuming that Trump is secretly admitting to something when he says that.
Got with SJWellfire.com. Final Days Report, episode 470. Well, you heard it from Trump talking about with a Freudian slip how 6G can see through your skin. 6G is so wicked. It is the backbone of this AIB system.
And Donald Trump gets everything right all the time. What are you going to tell me? He just spouts off random nonsense constantly? That would be insufferable. Of course that would never happen.
It's a network run by artificial intelligence that scans everything, even things that aren't hooked up to the net. And they'll probably be hooked up to the net with smart dust. Every blade of grass will be measured, and artificial intelligence will be in the backbone of the 6G system, making decisions real time. This has so many ramifications. This is so...
Yeah, he said 6G is the mark, so both 6G, 5G on the bingo card, and Mark of the Beast. Actually, real quick, let's take a look at the bingo card. I'm way behind on filling it out. Clinton's, Biden's, Obama's. Idiot says they're a genius. Ancient wisdom. Oh boy. Believe sci-fi technology exists. Where is my research said by a non-researcher? 5-spaced conspiracy. Where is giants? I know Roger mentioned giants. Where the heck is that one? Believes they speak to aliens regularly. For Skye, sure. Altered Undying with 39 months says happy anniversary. Thank you. $67 giants. Thank you. What was is the bingo space for space vag? I don't think we had one for that specifically. And yes, 5G, 6G. No, she didn't do moves goalposts yet. I'm sure she will before April 2nd, but... Did we get misunderstand scientific method for Roger? I don't think so. All right. We'll do shilling scamming for Skye as well. Oh, and my research said by a non-researcher. There we go. I think that catches us up. All right, back to it.
Deep. This is so nefarious. Who can make war with the beast? But we're going to get into this 6G of what it is. This is a bit of a refresher, but I even learned multiple things on how this is an abomination. It reminds me of the scripture, if Jesus doesn't come back, no flesh will be left, because we are going to be hit with basically a laser 24/7.
No, I don't think we got That's Not How Women Work yet, and I think I did say 51. I can double check. Yep, 51. My research said by a non-researcher.
This is a war on you. This is 1984 on
I don't know what that means, Stoltz, but good luck.
Steroids. All right, so let's get into what is 6G. Well, 6G is really a quantum leap from 5G, up to 1,000 times faster. 1 TBPS. I think that stands for terahertz.
Terabytes.
And it's ultra low latency.
As opposed to gigabytes per second, it's terabytes per second.
The microsecond range. I heard experts calling this a laser, and I'm going to play a video at the end of what this does. But picture 5G shooting out sound waves directly to things that are connected, like your cell phone or appliances.
Terabits, sorry, not bytes.
6G blankets the whole town, the whole Earth, especially if they put this stuff up in satellites. This is getting bombarded 24/7. I was watching an interview.
Oh, nice, Stoltz. Congrats.
Of somebody that was warning about different studies about 6G. First of all, it heats tissue. It penetrates your blood and veins. And think of all the nanotech in us.
Light bulbs also heat things. It's called radiation. All types of electromagnetic radiation, many of them at least, can cause heat in high enough, amounts. It's for the record.
From whatever they're dumping on us, whatever is in the food supply. And of course, as the days of Noah, devil juice. I'll put up a thumbnail of things
devil juice? Oh, you're an anti-vaxxer too. I guess I'm not surprised, but Jesus.
They found under the microscope. And yes, people showed up as Mac IDs after the As the Days of Noah devil juice.
No, they don't, you goddamn psycho. People do not show up with MAC addresses. My God, people fall for the stupidest internet hoaxes, I swear.
And 6G powers this stuff. We'll get into it on a later slide. Now, this expert also talked about cell and DNA damage. So if they're heating your skin with 6G, of course there's going to be cell and DNA damage. And she went on to say it destroys your gut biome. That's important for your immune system. It's a laser beam. We've talked about the World Economic Forum.
Gasp, laser, scary.
There was a CEO there that said, by 2030, you're going to be the cell phone. I'll see if I can dig that video up.
I wanted to ask when you all think we're going to move from this form factor to something that's on your face, glasses, and when computing's all on the edge.
All right, 50 seconds. Who wants to answer quickly?
I think it will go. It will. First of all, it will definitely happen.
I think the primary people who watch the online uploads from the World Economic Forum have to be conspiracy theorists who hate the World Economic Forum, right? No one just watches them for fun. So if they're on the internet anywhere, it just must be chocked full of crazy people watching and commenting.
I was talking about 6G earlier, which is around 2030. I would say that by then, definitely the smartphone as we know it today will not anymore be the usual kind of the
Yeah, there's 4 years left. I don't think smartphones are going anywhere in 4 years.
most common interface.
Wow.
Many of these things will be built directly into our bodies.
No.
The U.S. government's Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency developed what they
It's also filled with the kind of person that regularly uses and updates their LinkedIn. That's too painful. You're so mean.
call
It's true, though.
Next Generation Non-Surgical Neuro...
I have a LinkedIn, but specifically, I don't use it. I use it to research other people when it comes up for stream or whatever. I think I have my profession set to juggler on LinkedIn.
Technology is designed to allow the human brain to directly interface with machines.
Know that DARPA is exploring human-machine interfaces that include direct connections between the brain and outside systems.
So the connectivity will shift to wearables. Think RFK Jr. pushing the wearables for your healthcare, smart glasses. All of this reminds me of the Mark of the Beast infrastructure that will be in place. And again, this brain-computer interface, Internet of Things, Internet of Nano Things,
Juggle. Will
having
do.
100% self-awareness, monitoring everything real-time with artificial intelligence at the backbone of everything. Unlike previous generations, 6G is being designed as an AI native network where artificial intelligence handles network optimization and anticipates users' needs automatically. It's Big Brother. It's going to measure the trackers. It's going to feed ID 2020, the digital papers, please. And again, the video at the end explains how wicked this is, but I want to prime the pump of where they're going. All right, all of this fuels brain-computer interface, and I don't think they need a massive chip in your head. They have non-invasive surgery. They have the nanotech that goes across the blood-brain barrier that we talked about. 6G and AI together will redefine human
I
machine
don't think it's word salad yet.
interaction by enabling seamless brain-computer interface. This is a white paper from Platforms with terahertz bandwidth, sub-millisecond latency, and edge intelligence. 6G creates the real-time fabric for transmitting and processing neural signals. You got to go back and just watch a lot of our old videos where we cover this technology, measuring your brain waves at work, understanding your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, and manipulating them. As Elon Musk said, when you hook up with brain-computer interface and sign the terms of
Green guy with a $10 tip says, I hope the devil juice that I pay the vet to give my pets doesn't leak out in their pee and give my garden plants MAC addresses, so not just humans will be scrolling the internet, but soon I'll be trolled by cabbages. My cabbages.
agreements, it has read-write capabilities. It can plant memories in you. But they need AI as
I want to buy your house.
Fucking
I can
ad.
pay you cash for your house, no matter what condition it's in. If you need to sell your
the overlay to the 6G artificial intelligence little e-god Tower of Babel network. AI decodes the
Tower of Babel network, really? We're stretching this far to get connections to the Bible. You're calling a network the Tower of Babel. My God.
complexity of brain activity, turning thought into speech, movement.
Other people scare me a lot. Do you know that? People are the scariest animal. I know that that's like an I'm 14 and this is deep thing, but like unironically, it's true. Human beings are scary fuckers.
And immersive AR, VR control, virtual reality control. All of this fits the digital twins. They need to make digital twins of you, of everything, so they can run simulations of desired outcomes.
Harold Edelman says, actually, yeah, Marcel lamented a lady vaccinating her rescue animal in a recent video, and also he's a church now. I did see that. I didn't see the full video, but I watched like the first 10 minutes, and he's having a time. He's having a time. Yeah, they're a church now. Except not really. But he's claiming they're a church.
Outcomes for the future. It's almost like the digital twin is a fake heaven. Everything is a counterfeit, my friends. Beyond medical breakthroughs, that's how they're going to sell you this nonsense, like restoring speech or mobility, brain-computer interface will unlock new consumer experiences and even collective intelligence. One hive mind, the Tower of Babel 2.0.
I'm just going to be honest with you. I think you're taking the claims of tech bros way too seriously. We've seen the track record of tech bros' claims, and frankly, they don't stand up to scrutiny, so I wouldn't worry about it, sir. Afraid of the Light with a $33 tip says, hoping things get better soon. You deserve some days off. Thank you. I really appreciate it. We're so close to the goal. We're only $115 away. So close. Thank you for all your generosity, everyone. It's been a really hard time. And it means a lot to me that people care enough to help out. It really does. Thank you.
Lucifer wants to be all-knowing like God, and this gives him a means to do it. Or partially do it. And this, again, fits the transhumanism agenda. The 6G ecosystem classifies Internet of Body devices into three primary generations. First generation, wearables. That's what they're trying to hook you in with RFK Jr., smartwatches and fitness tracker.
As if RFK Jr. invented smartwatches or what are they called? Fitbits? Those have existed for like 15, if not 20 years. They're not new.
That are increasingly powered by flexible solar cells or kinetic harvesters. There's a lot of stuff.
Stone Corbell with a $33 tip says, woo, 33, the evil number. Wow, less than $100 away. Thank you.
Of harvesting your energy. Remember the...
Fuck it. I'm so happy about that. I'll give Freemasons on the bingo card for that 33, even though it came from one of you guys. I'll do it. Fuck it. Freemasons on the bingo card.
Articles we've covered probably 30 times of 6G, that you're going to power 6G, humans will. They're going to harvest your energy. And again, wearables is nothing short of Big Brother understanding what you're doing. Now, the second generation internal, implantable, or ingestible devices such as
Lucas Dawn with a $5 tip says, for lupine, sorry for your loss, Hannah. Thank you.
digital pills or smart pacemakers that use 6G wireless power transfer to recharge without surgery. There's something about the 6G.
Oh, fuck. Zrinty with a $100 tip says, take a damned day off. And Sweet Lily Love with $20 says, you deserve some time off. Thank you. And we got to the goal. Oh my God. Thank you, everyone. I seriously couldn't do this without you guys. Let me look at when I'm going to take the days. I work on Thursday and Friday, so I'm not going to start yet. I might wait until the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd of next month, or the 24th, 25th, and 26th of this month. I'm just trying to figure out what would work best so I can have some actual days off without working at all. But I will definitely take those days as soon as I can. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Seriously.
That powers this, or allows your energy, your 2 watts of energy, to power these different devices. And then the 3rd generation is this brain-computer interface, this nanotech that goes across the blood-brain barrier. And 6G is highly efficient integrated power management systems within this. Do you see how all these things come together? The driverless cars, the smart cities, the satellites, the Stargate,
of course, Rinty.
Artificial intelligence, this biohacking of you, Operation Warp Speed, War on Your Seed, Iron mixed with clay as the days of Noah.
Oh my God. Word salad. Okay, we're at word salad on the bingo card. Come on.
Tower of Babel as the days of Lot. All of this is end of day stuff. This is a control grid like nothing we've ever seen before. And 6G, we've covered this multiple times, enables holographic calls, a hologram. That's the dream I had in 2008, a hologram where everybody thought that the Antichrist, the hologram, was real. And he had power to give life onto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. This was like this fake resurrection.
Well, you had a dream about it. It must be real. No one just has dreams. Right?
6G is the backbone of this, run by artificial intelligence. All of this supports so much. 24/7 monitoring. This supports pre-crime. This supports knowing your thoughts, as Trump said, seeing under your skin. This reminds me of the Microsoft 666 patent.
Oh shit, wow, another big one. TC Miles, the 12th, with $135.02 tip, says Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you. Thank you. I really appreciate your generosity.
060606 patent, where they measure you.
It's very relieving to me, seriously. The cost of the cremation really kind of took me by surprise by how expensive it is. So thank you, everyone.
What you're doing via either wearables or eventually under the skin, probably the Mark of the Beast system, and you need to do a said test to get your money. Watch a commercial. Dig a ditch. Go hunt a Christian. 6G networks will act like a giant sensor. The whole thing with 6G is it's gonna watch everything, allowing devices to see around corners and map physical environments using radio waves, integrated sensing and communication. The technology will support digital twins, virtual replicas of people or objects to simulate and monitor real-world scenarios instantly. So that's where they're going to do their scenario planning. We want to move the world into smart cities. How do we do this? And they'll have their digital infrastructure to do gaming exercises. Oh, it's wicked. It's wicked beyond measure. And this just reminds me of, again, 6G being powered by you. Remember the Department of Energy funding.
Amber says, did you see where the right wing is losing it? Because he made a comment. I know the person you're talking about, Mom Donnie. Mom Donnie made a comment about how we should abandon rugged individualism for the warmth of collectivism, and they have to make a big deal out of it because they have no actual criticism of his policies and they're just scared of the prominent and popular brown person. I did see that. Quite funny.
Did the Genome Project. I've said this 3 or 4 times. One of the creepiest videos.
And Trey says, this sounds like the same kind of people who think that the metaverse is a good idea because they want to literally spend all their time online in a newly commodified way. Like, why would you need to make a scale model of the environment in order to track what a person would do in that environment? Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
I've ever done. And then linked to the Eugenics Institute. But it's about stealing your soul. It's about a war on your blood. Going back to the video, the interview I watched.
I'm sorry, there's a Eugenics Institute? Jesus Christ.
Acted with the expert saying 6G penetrates your blood and
I did say cremation. Yes.
Your veins.
Shark sashimi. Our oldest cat passed away over the weekend.
This is a war on your blood. But human body harvesting. Future Internet of Body devices will draw power directly from the human body through thermal energy, or really it says may, harvesting heat from skin surfaces, vibration energy, converting physical movement into electricity, body-coupled power, using the body itself as a medium to conduct power from the central hub, like a smartwatch. People have put on different smart watches and trackers and have blown up.
That's not typical. That's something going wrong with it. That's not how that's supposed to work. That's not a typical response, I guess is what I should say.
Apple devices. So what happens when this is some sort of nanotech that is either activated by this 6G system?
Oh, because someone had a reaction to the metal on the watch? You think that it was nanotechnology and not just an allergic reaction? Oh, God.
What's going to happen with these sores? And again, if 6G heats your skin, then thermal energy can heat these devices.
It's not heating your skin at the distance it would be. The same thing exists with 5G, by the way, where if you're right up next to it, you can actually feel heat, apparently. That's what I've been told or seen in videos about it. But when you're actually not on top of the tower right next to it, you can't feel the heat. It doesn't, in no appreciable way, because you're not right next to it. You're so far away, it's not heating you up.
This Palisade, when you look at the Mark of the Beast, the smartwatch that we've covered from the cartoon, and it just reminds me of how people will get sores. Well, we know the nanotech is some sort of machine, but do they need hardware or software to connect all the dots for this biohacking agenda? And then if 6G can penetrate your blood, where the nanotech is, in veins, and in your brain, and it heats your skin, and thermal energy harvests the thermal energy as you're getting heated up, will actually power these Internet of Body devices. How does that fit Revelation 16? So how does that fit Revelation 16:2? These devices are getting powered, and all of a sudden they get this grievous sore upon them that took the mark of the beast. Revelation.
Phoenix says, I think I know his problem. He's actually an android, and he thinks humans have the same bodies as androids. That's a fair theory. We'll keep that on the board.
16:2. And they took the mark of the beast, and they worship the image. Two separate things. It's coming together so fast. This just reminds me of the wearables where people are getting infected, and 6G, going back to Trump, seeing under the skin. He's not lying. This is a military operation. You're going to watch theater. You're going to watch total theater with war. Death will be real, and contrived famines, sickness, and pestilence. Like we
This started talking about 6G, and now you're talking about fucking pestilence.
saw with the pandemic.
Oh, Jesus.
And the grid goes down. All of it. To bring on this final solution. But let's play the video of 6G. This blows me away. I didn't know it blanketed everything versus like shooting lasers at you, at your cell phone, at your devices. This is going to be monitoring every blade of grass. This is going
That's a good use of energy. We really need to know what those blades of grass are up to.
to be 1984 on steroids. How are you going to even...
Dillis Filler says, in your view, is this guy a grifter or a true believer? I'm getting vibes of the former. I hate to disagree, but I think it's the latter. I've seen some of his other stuff, and to me, he seems like he really believes this. I'm sure he's happy making money off of it, but I do think he believes this.
get past this? It's basically like radar everywhere is how they describe it. This is why they want you in the smart city. This is the all-seeing eye. I want you to look at the Luciferian all-seeing eye in this video. It's wickedness. It's absolute wickedness. Have no fear, my friends. Pray for wisdom. I think there needs to be some companies that figure out, and I know they have them for 5G, but figure out this next generation laser wave technology, and that's what I'm calling it, to block it. To block it wherever you are. Because it's coming, and it's coming fast. God bless. Thank you for your support.
6G. And look, this...
All right, we don't need to watch this next part because it's just like the corporate presentation about it. Can't wait as that gets closer and closer to see more people freak out about it. I'm sure we'll see plenty of 6G conspiracies in the coming years as that gets closer to being a public thing that we use in our devices. Let's see what's next. Let's try this one.
What's good, guys? So I just woke up probably about half an hour ago, and I came back from the arena I was in.
But yeah, I suited up for this shit, and I wore all my rings and stuff like that too.
Yeah, she's like, there's no reason why I should have these. I just woke up and I have claw marks on my body. For those who don't know, I was in an astral arena last night, and
I'm sure you were, friendo.
I've been fighting this dark being for probably about 8 months now. And I have been fighting him and protecting the kids against him for a very long time.
Sounds like you have a recurring nightmare.
The attacks that were happening in my town were happening from this specific dark being.
That looks like reptilian. I'll call that reptilians on the bingo card.
My team helped me fight him for a while. Last night was the final battle between us and him, and he wanted it in an arena. It was a very death game.
I wish I had recurring dreams like this where you could have adventures and stuff. I barely dream. This is bullshit.
Type arena. Almost.
Why do all the crazy people get the fun?
Like the Hunger Games a little bit, but it's different because it's not like the Hunger Games in which there's like a forest and all of that type of stuff. It's very much like it's an arena that's built up of a lot of your fears and a lot of the things that will make it hard for you to stay or hard for you to fight. I remember going in the arena with 2 people. These are people that are on my team, and we were fighting against him.
To be clear, these people on your team, are they other people dreaming from other places and it's like a Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Warriors situation, or are these fictional beings that you've created in your brain like Inception?
And we're fighting against some of his people, essentially, and he had...
Sweet Lily Love says, I've had lucid dreams many times myself. I don't ascribe them to any bizarre supernatural source. You're lucky. I wish I could lucid dream. That would be so fun.
A lot of beings watching, and even a lot of my family and a lot of my friends were watching as well in the astral. And I woke up this morning and people were like, oh my God, were you fighting or doing something? Because I remember seeing you in the astral and you were fighting.
Yeah, I'm gonna call bullshit on that. You did not have... This is like a TikTok thing. It's not TikTok, it's YouTube. But it's like TikTok in style in that you're just making up a fake story for clout. If so, terrible job, because this video has 2 views. and I'm one of them. But is this a lie and you're just trying to get attention, or are you genuinely this crazy? I can't tell.
Fighting. Or you were doing this and I was watching. I was like, wow. So people are really remembering this. Some of them at least. And I'm going to ask my mom later if she remembers because she was actually watching. The arena was built up of so much different obstacles and things to make you either afraid or distracted. And honestly, it was one of the most fun nights of my life. It really...
To be clear, you think you were in mortal danger and you found it fun? Starting to think you don't really believe this.
It was, but it was like, it was intense because there was so much, it was like we were fighting this being that we've been fighting for months, and it was the final battle. Yes, we beat him, but not without all the challenge and all the training we've done for months and all of the accumulation of strength that we had to go through, especially all the learning experiences we had to go through in order to even get to this moment. The first time we fought him was the hardest. It wasn't like right now. It was very, we went to sleep, we're like, we're going to fight him. And then we got up and started fighting him in the astral. And when we woke up in the morning, we were like, whoa, that was not what we thought it would be. It was actually really hard to fight him. He's very strong. So to win this final battle with him is a very memorable moment that I'll never forget. The first battle was so intense that when we woke up, I remember I was like broken mentally. I was like, whoa, this man really sent these type of demons toward me knowing that it would get me. And so it caused me to be in a spiral, and I had to start training in order to basically defeat those demons. It took me a few weeks to learn how to...
It took a few weeks, but you beat those demons. It took 2 weeks of training to kill a demon. Demons are bitches, apparently. Holy shit, 2 weeks of training?
Defeat
That's barely a montage.
Demons that he was sending my way, which were incubi. And that totally was a very interesting challenge, which, you know, I love challenge, but that took a lot to defeat that. And then my homies on the other end, the one time I accidentally left her because it sent an incubi my way, and it basically distracted me, so it split us up. And when she woke up, she was
2 weeks in the hyperbolic time chamber. I hope he had the berries.
So drained, and she was...
I know anime sometimes.
So, like, broken energetically, and I felt so bad. But she kept telling me, she's like, it's not your fault, because this is our first time fighting, and we didn't know fully what we were getting into. Now we know. And so... Again,
The devil you know says, is the hyperbolic time chamber in the room with us right now?
Memorable moment. The first time was extremely hard. The endless weeks and months of training. And then we finally beat him.
I actually really like the Dragon Ball games. If I ever mentioned this, I've seen Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, at least parts of it. I've seen all of Dragon Ball. I've seen parts of Dragon Ball Z. But I actually really like the Dragon Ball games. I like how you fly around and punch people with, like, the... I know that wasn't very helpful, and it was apropos of nothing, but I needed to get that out there.
Yeah, that's what happened to me, bro. Except I didn't come back to my body multiple times. Only came back once. And yeah, I'm pretty sure he did the fear thing, and then that sent me back to my body, because I was like, why do I feel this way? Oh, no, fuck that, I'm going back in. You know that I went back in. And then I stayed asleep that whole entire time. So, and I made sure I wore a whole bunch of stuff going to sleep, bro. I had on 2 Moldavite earrings with my Moldavite necklace. Then I had my Dragon King necklace and stuff like that. Then I had my Selenite necklace, and I wore an obsidian bracelet on my ankle with a garnet bracelet on my ankle. And then on my wrist, I got 2. I have 4 garnets in total, and then I have these other reptilian bracelets that also help with dream stuff. Then I have a...
Why are they reptilian bracelets?
Serpentine. Oh, and also I have a serpentine. I have 2 serpentine necklaces and 1 serpentine. My fault. I meant to say 2 serpentine bracelets and 1 serpentine necklace. But yeah, I suited up for this shit, and I wore all my rings and stuff like that too.
Straight up, this is what my bedside looks like. You know, I had my sword here, then I had my dagger, and I used one of my special charge up cards for some power. So I use this, and they're more of a reminder. I'm still trying to figure out how I fully want to use these, but I put this one beside my bed, and because I was getting some help fighting the car, and I had some of my team helping me, it was basically a team effort to defeat him.
He's using Pokemon cards to fight demons, and in his dream, his Pokemon come to life? Okay, so didn't he say other people on his team said they saw him? Because these are fictional characters. Does he think he's talking to fictional characters when he's awake? Alright. Alright.
I laid out these cards.
Do we even have a bingo space for Pokemon-powered demon combat? No, I failed you all. I didn't foresee this situation. Rick M says, Pokemon go to the shrink.
So that they could use them if they wanted to, actually. And so when we got up in the Astro, I took everything and I brought them over to my room as well. And I said, you guys could choose a power-up card to help you. So I remember when we first found him, it was a few months ago. And I was like, okay, I found the boss. It's essentially the boss level. Demon religion calls it, or Starseeds will call them a reptilian. Doesn't matter.
Reptilians on the bingo card. I said it already, but still.
It's all essentially just a low vibrational being. So this was the boss level low vibrational being. And when I found him, I was excited, but I knew it was about to go down, that we were doing something we never did before. So I gathered up some of my team and I said, can you guys help me fight this boss? Because I finally found the guy who's been behind all the attacks around my town. Of course, they wanted to help me. And the first few times we fought it would get to the point where some of them would wake up with like claw marks on their arm. And one of them, she woke up with these scratches on her body, and her family didn't know why
this is just Therian stuff with more steps. Isn't the Therian thing is when is the online community where they write stories about humans being kept as pets, right? Am I crazy?
Had them.
How is this Therian?
And she had no
or
idea.
Am I misremembering that as something else?
Like, there's no reason why I should have these. I just woke up and I have claw marks on my body. I knew right away, and we knew right away, right? So from then on, I was like, all right.
No, Therians are people who believe they have animal souls? Ah, gotcha.
We're in now. We're in. We gotta
the name is similar to the other thing then.
Finish. Honestly, fighting in an arena like that, it was like been there, done that. Because we've done that a lot before this lifetime. But it was the first time doing it in this lifetime. So it was a huge, memorable moment. I actually forgot to mention this, but all the people that this darker being was attached to, or was leading beings that were dark that were attached to these people, they're all gone now. Like, I actually was working and am working with this one kid who had a darker being that was guided by the larger dark being attached to him. And he was sent to all these therapists. Therapists couldn't figure out what was wrong with him and why he was the way he was. And his parents sent him to the best therapists, and they couldn't figure it out. And I told the family, I said, I'm going to fight for your son. I got you. And
so you fought a demon?
And I would spend lots of time with the son, and I would fight the being when it was around.
If I'm 50% of his views, how did you find this guy? He was actually, this I think is a re-upload, and it's on a channel that I already follow that has conspiracy content. This guy is not the guy that owns the channel. So this video is just not getting views from his normal viewers.
around him.
Also, I find smaller channels sometimes just by searching conspiracy stuff, and you find some wild stuff.
Or when it was in the astral, I would fight it, and I would search for in the astral too, especially. And it would jump, like this dark being would jump onto different people. So it would be on one kid, and then all the kids would come to me and say, oh, this person's bullying all of us, and or this and that's happening, they're acting weird. And then when I would work with the kid, then it would leave them. And then the kid would either only remember a little bit of what they did, or they would just be better all of a sudden. They're like, oh, I'm not as angry, or I'm not as whatever anymore. I feel better. I can't tell the parents that they have a demon on them.
I mean, if you think it, you should tell them, because the parents have the right to know that you're crazy, in my personal opinion.
So I just, I do my thing, and the kids are number one. So,
I'm sure the parents would really appreciate you hiding things from them. That's real good for trust when you're dealing with their kid.
I want to say that after fighting this thing in the astral, the final battle, almost everybody's doing better. Can't be a coincidence, right? For those who think
doesn't know what a coincidence is on the bingo card.
It's a coincidence. We're still trying to understand why he wanted an arena, because there were so many beings watching. Beings from everywhere were watching, and you already know beings watch Earth like a movie. They're waiting to see what's going to happen, how we're going to do it, especially if...
What a boring, obnoxious movie.
You're a starseed, you're one of them. They're like, how are they going to do this? So many beings in the galaxy were watching and are still watching. It's wild, and they came to congratulate me and my team, and they're like, you guys did it. Like, you guys are awesome. And we're like,
you guys
thank
are
you.
Awesome.
Right? But we celebrated, and we were like, this is just the beginning. This is the beginning of our journey fighting larger dark beings and fighting in an arena at that. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Peace out.
Jeesh. Let's take a quick look at the bingo card. What do we have? What was the one I just called? Boop, 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 boop. Illuminati, Freemasons, Cabal. Reptilians, somewhere on here. Reptilians. What was the most recent one I called? Is Dream Life is a video game? Yeah, that's not great, is it? We got 5G. Doesn't know what a coincidence is. That was it. Thank you. Anything else? Oh, Mark of the Beast. Indeedly do. Mark of the Beast. Gashel Gladio with 100 bits says, we didn't know Jack Strong, just how strong maybe the demon was. It took us weeks, but he's thin with my special, he's thin with my special sword and my magic bracelets. Bro, that wasn't the astral. That wasn't even lucid dreaming. You were playing World of Warcraft with your Discord friends. Oh, accidentally based as well. Thank you for the reminder. I appreciate it. Accidentally based on the bingo card. It's around here somewhere. There it is. Can you guys see that thing? Can you guys see this thing? What is that? Oh, it's the emote wall. It's not working right now. I'll have to turn it off. Sorry about that. Ooh, speaking of reptilians. Uses AI on the bingo card. The whole video isn't AI, I promise. This is just they live with extra steps.
We deny any allegations that we are shadow banning or unsubscribing people from anyone's channel.
And we here at YouTube do not endorse paranoid, schizophrenic, or divisive religious content.
That's right, Jen. And we want all of our Islamic, Hindu, Jewish, and Buddhist friends to know we don't mean you, no matter how extreme.
That's right, Phil. We all know who the dangerous and isolated religious extremists are.
Oh boy, he seems like he's doing great, huh?
First buzz of the evening, right after. See direct overhead, for uploading a reptilian shapeshifter movies using a...
No, not They Live on the bingo card. It's very They Live coded, but it's not literally They Live.
Yeah, and they are definitely pissed. That was a direct overhead as I'm crossing the street. So it's another tactic. They do it as you cross the street. Reptilians rule us from the shadows. That's what this buzzing gang stalking is for.
AI is really basically made for people with psychosis to just create their delusions more realistically, huh?
All right, we got, looks like black and white LAPD coming in. So we'll see who's coming in direct.
Yeah, he lives in Los Angeles, which is like the worst place to have gang stalking delusions because there's helicopters in LA all the time. The LAPD uses them. News uses them there. Like, there's helicopters all over in LA. And if you know anything about people who are into gang stalking, anytime there's a helicopter or low-flying airplane, they assume it's someone stalking them, even though it has nothing to do with them, obviously.
Straight at me, I'm in the parking lot at Topanga Plaza. Oh, we lost sight of him. Here he goes.
Queen Elizabeth is the head of the Freemasons. The Freemasons
is she now?
Are a shop front for satanic ritual abuse.
Satanism on the bingo card.
To get to a 33rd degree Freemason level, you have to sacrifice a baby.
No, you don't. It's a pretty public organization. They're not murdering babies. Fun fact about Freemasons. They're doing charity work and probably drinking together. That's about it.
Satanic scum! I was tortured beyond imagining, so I would never speak of what I saw.
Well, it didn't work, apparently.
The Queen and Prince Philip are not human.
What exactly constitutes controlled opposition? That's when a conspiracy theorist says another conspiracy theorist isn't a real conspiracy theorist. They're one of them, trying to create a fake opposition so that there isn't a real opposition controlled by free people. Densetsu says, bingo. Do you want to post on the Discord, Densetsu? Post to the live stream chat your bingo card, like a screenshot of it or something? Oh, I see you already did. Let me take a look. Illuminati, shilling, scamming, free space, ancient wisdom, satanic. Indeed, Densetsu. You are a winner. I will write down your name. I could either gift it randomly on YouTube or specifically or randomly on Twitch. Unfortunately, YouTube does not allow you to gift to specific people for some reason, so let me know what you would like me to do with that.
No. I have been mocked, I've been laughed at, I've been attacked, I've been through every single thing you can imagine by trying to get this truth out there. I couldn't give a flying fuck.
So that is our official bingo winner for today. We'll still play for fun, but that's the winner. Give it random on YouTube, will do.
What you react like, I am going to tell you the truth. Yes! They are reptilians. They shapeshift.
Where's the button to gift subs or gift memberships on YouTube? It used to be on the money button, but now all I see are super stickers and super chats. Why?
From human form into lizard form. I saw this with my own eyes many, many times. And trust me when I tell you, they are the most evil creatures that you could possibly imagine.
If YouTube doesn't work, give on Twitch. Okay, I'll give it on Twitch right now, and I will figure out the YouTube thing, because it used to let me gift randomly on YouTube, but I'm not seeing the button anymore. So this will go randomly to someone on Twitch. Scalix 5, which is funny considering we're talking about reptilians right now.
Its planet.
Reptilians?
So reptilians.
The reptilians.
The reptilian. The reptilian.
Reptiles. They're ugly looking lizard, alligator type people.
Now, this article right here says a 4-year-old girl went missing at Disneyland in Los Angeles, as reported in a TikTok video, raising concerns and sparking a digital frenzy about the mysterious incident. Let me tell you. Now, we don't have a picture of the family or the kid. This happened to a Latino family, so the whole situation was told in their language. But through all the interpreters on TikTok, this is what they're saying happened. So this family, who was a Latino descent, said they went to this bathroom and saw a trap door similar to this opened up, and that their daughter was down in there. They said the door closed, and they went to run and reported to security guards.
Oh, okay, this is like a bullshit story. Gotcha.
They thought they was crazy. They said that they need to dig up this place in the bathroom, and they try to get these people to open this floor up so they can go find their daughter. The daughter is still missing. Now they
starting to understand why that article didn't have any pictures of the family. It's kind of hard to take pictures of people who don't exist.
These people have to go see psychiatrists because they're sticking to their story that their baby went into a hole in the floor similar to this at Disneyland in Los Angeles.
Okay, so what happened here was I walked up to this corner in Calabasas where the Commons is. It's like a little shopping center. And I was going to cross the street to go to the post office. And there was this, at first I thought it was a dude because he looked, looks so strung out sitting there like yakking to themselves, looked like a skateboarder with a hoodie on. Turns out it was actually a chick. And as I was standing there, she just like started throwing food out in the middle of the road. And then she threw like a big old dirty thing of food like right next to me, like it might have hit me. So at that point, I whipped out my phone and started recording. This sent her into a rage. And by the way, she was raving and yelling the whole time, like just total.
You're in LA. There's a lot of people with mental illness or drug issues. It kind of sucks, man. It's not a reptilian though. It's just someone going through a hard time.
A lunatic, like just going nuts, just throwing food, just out of her gourd completely. But poor girl, just totally out of her gourd. But then when I started recording her, she came running at me, and I didn't know what was going to happen, and so I backed up, and she started to grab me or something like that, and I just pushed her back, and or I don't know what I did. I just kind of like went like this, but she said that I assaulted her. And then she said, that's assault, and then I go, no, I don't think so. I was defending myself because that's all I did. I just went like this because she's like coming at me. I'm trying to show my hand here, like going like this, and because I knew she was totally. You could see it from the video. She just came running right up to me. So,
chat, important announcement. I'm gonna do a patty melt for dinner. That sounds delicious, and I deserve it. I've had a rough 4 or 5 days. I'm gonna make myself a nice dinner.
Yeah.
Maybe get some fries. That would be nice.
But now
could use the air fryer.
That happened right after I
make really good patty melts, by the way. Mr. Blast, I should make you a patty melt sometime. I used to work at restaurants, and it's one of the things I'm really good at. I make a perfect patty melt. A perfect medium rare. Maybe I like it medium rare, but I can do a perfect medium.
Posted the movie Where Did James Rake Go, talking about where he went when he died, talking about Jesus Christ. So
I'm not touching that one.
Just letting you know, guys, when this whole day since I posted that.
What's a patty melt? It's like a cheeseburger, but instead of being on a bun, it's between slices of bread and you toast it, sort of like a grilled cheese. So it's kind of like a grilled cheese, but with a cheeseburger patty on the inside.
Woo! Everything was attacking. Everything was going wrong. So when you're in the fight and you start getting attacked, you know that you're on target when you get those attacks. You get that stuff coming at you. Stuff like a crazed bum on the street suddenly running up and attacking you. Sure.
Yeah, a crazed bum on the street being weird. That never happens in LA. It must be reptilians.
Sure, I've got.
Do I put onions on my patty melt? I don't, but I'm not against it.
It before. I've gotten that very same thing before. And that reminds me that you notice the footage cuts out right at a crucial moment. These phones, these Samsung phones are not reliable. That's happened to me several times. Like right in the moment of action, the phone cuts out. Even when I'm not touching the screen, for some reason it'll cut out, or it won't start recording, or some other bullshit. So Samsung...
Agreed. You should find a Charizard card to help him. He'd get a whole team.
Phones are not reliable for getting video evidence. I'm saying it can't be done. I'm just saying that in action moments, or a lot of times, they'll cut out right before the main thing that you needed to record. So if I had been able to record all that, you could have seen more clearly what happened.
He's just got a tiny Christmas tree in his car. Okay.
Yeah, so anyway.
Oh, thanks, Baha.
I'll turn on my light here. Get a slightly better picture of it.
Yeah, I'll probably have to cut that out later. It's fine. Just don't be mad if you're watching the VOD right after this and it cuts out for a little bit while the erase happens. I feel bad. That probably happens a lot to people. If you're ever watching one of my streams and all of a sudden it goes down and it's like the same day or within a couple days of me doing the original broadcast, it's probably because some sort of copyrighted material snuck in and I had to do an edit. And while it's editing, it takes the video down. So if you're ever in the middle of a VOD of mine and all of a sudden it goes away and then comes back a little bit later within like 3 or 4 hours, it's because it had to be edited. And I'm really sorry about that. That's probably frustrating, but like, I need to have the videos monetized. It's my job, you know?
This otherwise crappy picture that I get out of this camera. But still, so far, I like it as the best solution. Plus, it provides a good contrast when I use my pro camera. It really looks pro. Compare this thing. These old, discontinued Panasonic camcorders. I still like them the best because I can zoom in on those helicopters.
He made AI create a sneaky reptile in a helicopter. That's too good.
I need Panasonic camcorders. I still like them the best because I can zoom in on those helicopters. Oh, okay. So
sinister.
Oh, all right. I just watched this very interesting interview on the Tucker Carlson channel. It was actually a while.
Oh, of course, the crazy guy's watching Tucker Carlson. That tracks.
A little while back. Of course, I can't keep up with all the fantastic interviews he does.
Ew.
Even though I was not happy with how he treated Nick Fuentes, even though...
Of course he's a Nazi! There you go.
I basically have cooled my jets about Nick Fuentes, just so you know. If you listen to him over a while, I mean, besides the whole thing with the false flag shooter, you know, getting that, you know, inexplicably wrong for someone of his aptitude. I listen to him talk, and I just think to myself, God, how much lesser brain power I have than this guy, and yet he can't figure out that if you shoot a 30-06 at somebody, the frickin' neck will explode, not leave a little hole with blood gushing out. But, and that aside, this guy, if you've seen this guy on this channel, he's got about almost 1 million subscribers. Heavy Duty Country did a good video about him, talking about his inconsistency and the fact that he doesn't say the same thing when he's sitting behind his desk as he does when he's interviewing people, which I noticed also. I think if he's going to be, you know, bombastic and attacking, you know, people behind his desk, he shouldn't be kind of, you know, more humble and not attacking. I mean, like I said, I can understand, but you know, I think he should have grilled Tucker Carlson. Both Tucker Carlson and Nick Fuentes really should have, to hold integrity with their audience, they should have blasted the shit out of each other. Is my...
Neither one of them has any anything respectable or honorable or intelligent about them. They cannot be. They cannot respect their audience because they don't. They're using them for money and clout.
Personal opinion. But in any case, Tucker does this great interview with this guy, John Lee.
And frankly, to spread really terrible propaganda.
I hadn't even heard of him, or barely heard of him. And
Rachel Oates did a 4-hour dive into Fuentes. Oh my god. My thoughts to her mental health. What a nightmare of a video to have to produce.
He writes this book with Peter McCullough.
Oh yeah, recording in car on the bingo card.
The guy, the Dr. McCullough, the guy who invented some of that mRNA stuff and started speaking out against it, and he got totally canceled. And he's basically like a lot of people, like Nick Fuentes and many other people, that just get canceled by normie society. But great.
Damn you, normie society, for shunning Nazis. I wish we were better at it, to be honest. We've really slipped in the last decade in terms of telling Nazis to fuck off, but, you know, what are you gonna do?
It was so good that I watched it over 2 days and watched it to the very last minute of it, which is pretty rare for me. I usually will quit at least the last 20 minutes, if not, you know, I get the gist of it, and okay, fine, move on. But this was an extraordinary interview. And what the interview was about was he talks about the demonic culture of the injections, okay, you know, what was given during the pandemic.
Oh my god, grow up. Fucking demonic. It's medicine, you whack job. Please get a grip, I'm begging you. And where's the top to your fucking car?
Of...
Am I crazy? It feels like he ripped all the fabric interior out of the top of his car for some reason. What the fuck?
It all and so forth, and part of why it looks like Chuck Schumer they're trying to pass a bill to censor Tucker Carlson and Nick Fuentes even more than they already are. But you know, some kind of legislation to cancel them, which I'm sure you all have heard about. It's totally insane and ridiculous, and just, you know, it's more indication that America's going down the tubes if they actually pass that. By the way, in case you didn't know, the reason why every single Democrat voted, by the way, for that law to censor Nick Fuentes and Tucker Carlson because they are anti-Semitic or some bullshit. You know, you can't have them free speech. You can't have free speech about that. So it just shows us, friends, how, you know, the American culture, the American experiment is coming to a close. I'll just put it that way. And we who understand what the scripture is saying about Babylon and being America, know that it's gonna burn. It's gonna burn. It's coming. So I realized this quite some time ago, and I've, you know, settled it in my mind. It's unbelievable at first. You know, that's why it took me 10 years from the time I read a paper about it to the time I accepted it, that what the scripture is actually saying about America. But it's coming. So I've learned to accept it. But in this interview that Tucker Carlson does with this guy, John Leake, he talks, the conversation was notably about how in history there are examples of how a culture becomes insane by reason of its inability to show reason, and they get dogmatic.
This man talking about people going crazy is very interesting to me.
In certain, you know, doctrinal sort of things that especially pertain to medicine. And for instance, he talks about this one 18th century French scientist who discovered that the reason why all these women were getting sick was because of the hands of the people that were the doctors that were helping them weren't sanitary, and so they basically found out that if you wash your hands with, you know, you sanitize your hands, you could stop it. But the authorities of that time called that heresy, and then the guy proved it with science.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't heresy. That story is that the doctors felt offended that they were calling them dirty for having to wash their hands, so they didn't listen. I don't think that was a religious heresy thing. I think that was a weird people being defensive thing.
Scientific experiments, you know, and then, but the clergy / leadership of that time took and found him to be insane and cast and put him in an insane asylum. But he even said to those authorities that they knew that what he was saying was right, but that they would rather all these women die and their children die.
I don't think they did know that it was true. I think they thought it was false, and they were very offended at the idea that they needed to wash their hands because they were fucking full of themselves and didn't have it taught to them from when they were younger that, yeah, germs are a thing and you need to wash your hands.
And then admit that they were wrong. But they threw him in the insane asylum anyway, and then he later dies, and then it was 30 years after that they finally posthumously and vindicated him. And so it's just amazing how you know, what happens with humanity and these ideas that we can't accept. Well, bring that forward to us, if you're a regular watcher, that is, who understand that the evils that are going on with those medicines and with the chemtrails and with
chemtrails on the bingo card,
food, and with education, and with social media and regular media for all this time. Who is it all being caused by? A non-human race that we share this planet with. Yes, you may have heard of them, reptilians. Well, who are they? Does Scripture tell us who they are? Sure, God tells us who they are. The serpent, okay? And by the way, the serpent is not just Satan, okay? Don't get confused. People argue, blah, blah, blah. Don't get confused. It's a whole race of beings that may or may not necessarily stem from Satan himself and or fallen angels, but may also be quote-unquote naturally occurring. That is not...
I'll call that aliens or demons on the bingo card.
Former angels, okay? So they were created as a separate entity. Whatever the case, whatever they are, whatever their source is, the bottom line to it is we know that we've got reptilians here. How long...
Why did it make the reptilians absolutely jacked?
Will it be before I, Richard Bruce, am sitting across from Tucker Carlson and we're talking about this seriously? How long...
I'd like to say that'll never happen, but reality has been breaking down for the last decade, so who the fuck knows? If you had told me 5 years ago that Nick Fuentes was gonna go on Tucker Carlson, I would have said you're crazy, so... Things are really, really just disintegrating quickly.
How long, friends? You know, it's just wild. I mean, how far away is the culture that at least Tucker Carlson has evolved to, got to the point where they figure it out. That yes, there's a Satan. Yes, there's angels. Yes, there's devils. And yes, there are non-humans, wherever they're from, that we've got here, and they're up to some nasty, nasty stuff. And we know why everyone's afraid of snakes, right? We know why Indiana Jones has a problem with snakes. Not snakes. It had to be snakes. Ah! Okay?
I'm not afraid of snakes. Not everyone is afraid of snakes.
It's a subconscious aversion to reptilians. But they're bipedal, bigger and stronger and smarter than us, and definitely more vicious. They make the most vicious humans look tame by comparison. The most cruel, the most heartless humans look like amateurs when it comes to wicked, deceptive, horrible stuff in order to achieve your aims. And how long will it be, friends? Just think about it. How long will it be before, or will it ever come? Ever. As Tucker Carlson also at one point was saying about the consciousness about the topic they were talking about, the injections. You know, I remember at one point he said, will it ever come? Yeah, will it ever...
Was that English? What was that? Hold on.
You know, I remember at one point he said, will it ever come? Yeah, will
okay.
it ever come that your willing to seriously realize who's doing the chemtrails, who's behind who's behind spraying everyone day and night with all these harmful chemicals. And
they aren't harmful chemicals. It is water vapor, you crackpot weirdo. They are not dangerous. It's water.
No one can do shit about it because no one can even believe. No one can even believe what's going on. Same thing with the injections. No one can believe it's going on. No one can believe it's going on. My mother, okay, who was not a conspiracy theorist, she was a mainstream doctor, a successful doctor, okay? This is her car, okay? That's how successful she was. I'm still driving her car. But she discovered that there was something wrong with injections, not just for the...
Mental illness runs in families, fun fact.
She passed on before the whole pandemic hit, okay? But she discovered something else about injections that we're giving our kids, medicines that we're giving our kids, and realized that it was the cause of an epidemic that hit our own family. My sister's daughter got autism, and it's a horrible...
Is autistic. They didn't get it. They are autistic. They didn't catch it. It's not a disease. They happen to be autistic. Ah!
I mean, just think, she has to be institutionalized her entire life. She can't lead a normal life. Think about the tragedy for that person. Think about the tragedy for her parents, my sister and her husband. And
you don't generally have to put autistic people in an institution for their entire lives. What the fuck? I know people used to do that, but Jesus Christ.
She knew that these organizations like the AMA, the CDC were all corrupt. They all knew about it. They all knew about the problem. And they don't do anything about it. Who can possibly, and they still can't believe it. Even probably Tucker Carlson would be kicked off of YouTube maybe if he did like a full I don't know, maybe he's done it. I don't know, maybe for Tucker Carlson they make an exception because he's just that good, and that popular. But I mean, they kicked him off of Fox News for telling the truth. So who knows what.
Fun fact, he actually got kicked off Fox News for lying, which is one of the reasons, because they got sued for like $1 billion because he lied on his show about election fraud. Jesus Christ.
They'll do. But people can't believe it. People can't accept it. And when I told my family about the injections during the pandemic, they really, I mean, even people that were nice to me before, even people that were really polite before, I could tell, oh my God. I mean, he's gonna talk, he's one of these vaccine deniers, oh God. So it's a problem of acceptance that we've got. And I just, I'm wondering when somebody might be looking at these movies. Maybe you're someone from the future, way in the future, maybe watching one of my posts and thinking, and you hear me say, well, I wonder what time it will be when humanity wakes up that we have an enemy, and I'm talking an enemy, a severe enemy.
Matrix on the bingo card.
God tells us they're a severe enemy, okay?
Oh, he thinks that his hand is a claw.
Talking about these reptilians, how they want to kill us, how they hate us, how we have enmity with them, how they eat humans, okay? And do all that they can. They are the most subtle of all the beasts of the field. Do all they can to deceive us and keep us in the dark about everything. Keep us diseased. Keep us ignorant. Keep us proud in our ignorance, okay? Ooh, pride.
The irony.
Oh boy, we got plenty of that.
This guy's incredibly proud of his ignorance.
But, yeah, so I wonder when it might be that we realize what's going on here. I wonder when that day will come, because you see, until you even realize that you have an enemy, it's hard to fight against him, because no one wants. Even a lot of these people are beginning to realize. Even people like Tucker Carlson, he surely has heard the conspiracy, okay, but because we sound like idiots, okay, for even mentioning it, even if it might be true, you still show that you're an idiot by talking about it, because you should know how big of an idiot you'll look by talking about it. Therefore, you're an idiot for talking about it, because you should have realized how big of an idiot you look like talking about it. But well, I'll be a pioneer. I'll take the heat. I don't have a family, and frankly, I don't care what they do. And by the way, they do fight against me. After one of my last movies, they now hit me with the, you may have heard one of the interviews that I posted of this Japanese guy saying that they can attack your bowels.
Oh, I hate that.
Function. Yeah. They got me with that. And I won't discuss you with the details, but yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. And it's nasty. But it's a war.
Where's he at? This guy's in LA.
In here, friends, we are in a war, and you have to be prepared to take the consequences. But actually, I should be happy, because I really, to me, like being a regular preacher, talking about regular stuff, it doesn't interest me. I can't get it up for it. But
you can't get it up for it? You're talking about being a minister, and you're like, talking about normie shit just doesn't get my dick hard. Need to talk about reptilians. That gets me rock hard.
The thing about reptilians is, it's interesting. I'm
kind of starting to understand why he renders them with abs. They're all in uniform.
Interested in reptiles. I had reptiles as pets. I always loved reptiles. I've always been interested in them. So God found something that I was interested in, I guess, and hooked me up with it. But it's a lonely life, and it sure as hell doesn't pay, as many other reptilian conspiracy theorists, because they're in charge of the money. So YouTube has frozen my subscriber count again. They
It didn't freeze your subscriber count. You're just losing subscribers. That happens. That happens sometimes, man. No one is freezing your subscriber count. Also, he has almost 100,000 subscribers. That's depressing.
They did let it go up for a while, but in one of those last movies that I posted, they froze it, and now they're back subtracting subscribers, when my last two movies were very popular in comparison to others, and so it's totally obvious that they are blocking and keeping my channel from growing and keeping anybody else from discovering it. So if any of you all can also be sure to subscribe, like, every time you watch my movies. That's what helps me out a lot.
We're deployed in case one of us beasts dies after shapeshifting. Quit screwing up and shapeshifting out in the field.
Arr! Why is he just screaming? What? All right. With that, I think we're going to call it a night. This is my first episode back since the lupine thing, so I'm going to do a little short just because crying so much is tiring and emotionally draining. So I will save the rest of these videos for the next tinfoil. I will be back tomorrow, and we'll do a full 3 hours tomorrow. We're either going to do probably Sovereign Citizens or the last 3 episodes of Black White. Not sure which. But I'll decide tomorrow. Depends on how much Sovereign Citizen content there is. If there's not enough, we'll do Black White. I also do want to do those, what was her name? Shakira something? If we do Sovsits, we're going to cover the Shakira whatever her name was thing. Because that's good. Have fun, Harold Evelman. Let's see who we're going to rate on Twitch. Shakira Flabbergasted. That was her name. Thank you. Loud. Alright. We'll raid Cass. Have a great night, everyone, and I'll see you tomorrow. Happy Tinfoil Tuesday to one and all. See you soon!